to begin. Good day, everyone, and welcome to this UFC's conference call. Today's call is being recorded. At this time, for opening remarks and introductions, I would like to turn the call over to Mr. Dave Lockett. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you, and welcome everyone to today's UFC 217 conference call. Today we're being joined by the four athletes competing in the two co-main event title fights next Saturday night, November 4th at Madison Square Garden. Joining us on the call today are UFC bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt, UFC strawweight champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and number 4 UFC strawweight contender Rose Namajunas. Soon to join us will be former bantamweight champion and number 2 contender TJ Dillashaw. But we're going to get started without TJ, so I will now turn things over to the call center to open up for questions.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question today, you may do so by pressing star 1 on your telephone keypad. If you are using your speakerphone, please release your mute function to allow your signal to reach our equipment. Again, that is star 1. First question will come from Kendrick Johnson with RingTV.com.
My first question is for Joanna. Thanks for your time. With the win over Rose, do you think you have cleared out the division since you've beaten everybody that stood in front of you?
Right now, I'm focused only on my fight with Rose Namajunas. Definitely, she's my next challenge, and I had an amazing time, and I wanna put on such a great fight and show at the Madison Square Garden. But I don't know, I take every fight very serious, and I take every opponent very serious with so much respect, and I work really hard before every fight. But after the fight, I might say that I want to clean this division, and this is what I'm going to do on November 4th.
And fighting at Madison Square Garden, is that kind of becoming like your home away from home in America? You seem very comfortable fighting there last year when you fought Carolina there. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I feel like it is. It's an amazing place. It's like a mecca of martial arts. So I'm very happy that UFC is back again to the Garden and to the city, to the New York City. Very big Polish community in New York State, in New York City. So I'm very happy to put on such a great fight for my Polish fans, but also for my friends from all over the world, who will come to the Garden.
Gotcha. And next question for Rose. What did you bring into the table to become the first person to solve the JJ puzzle?
Just being myself, that's it's pretty difficult to deal with when I'm totally in tune with myself and I'm flowing. It don't matter who I'm fighting. That's just a problem for anybody.
How much being already fighting for the belt once in your career? How much did you gain from the experience since it came so early in your career to now, or just like you were a different person, so it doesn't matter?
I carry all of my experiences with me, whether they be a win or a loss. But losing the first title fight definitely has brought my team together closer than ever, and has made everybody kind of just build me up from the ground up. I was definitely riding on a lot of talent and a lot of improvisational skills. But since then, we've built a good base of boxing, movement, and then added in my kicks there. My jiu-jitsu has totally changed from being a bottom fighter to a top fighter. But now I'm totally complete everywhere, so I'm the total package.
I'm very happy. This is what I'm expecting, Rose. I'm expecting really good fight and real war, but I want to just tell you that you never face someone like me. And I'm the champion for a reason, and I will prove that on November 4th, baby. I'm making history one more time at the Garden.
And my final question is for Cody. Cody, will you have to fight different coming off of such a major back surgery earlier this year, or we'll see the same aggressive sprawling brawl style that you brought to the ring, and except you got that belt around your waist?
My style is never going to change. No matter how many injuries I go through or sustain throughout my career. I really feel like this downtime that I've had to, rebuild my body. I just wasn't I'm not just coming off the couch. Literally, I've been training my ass off ever since I've done multiple procedures all over the world. You know, they sent UFC sent me here and there, and this magical special shot. You know, and doing all this rehab, I finally allowed my body to heal. I addressed some issues that, you know, have been correct for the past, you know, couple years. I feel like I'm firing all cylinders. I'm healthy. I had no hiccups this camp. I'm faster. I'm stronger. My cardio's off the charts. So it's going to be the same me going in there against TJ on November 4th.
And final question for me: Will a victor of TJ kind of officially stamp the beginning of the Garbrandt era in this division, as you basically would have been and taken out the two most dominant champions of the division up until this point?
With a knockout over TJ, you know, I wiped out the division. You know, there's a big gap between myself, and then it goes Dominic, and then TJ, and then it falls off from there. So, like I said, TJ is my next adversary, my next challenge. You know, I know what he brings to the table. You know, I'm focused and prepared on that to wipe him out and then go on from there. I always like to have a fight ahead of myself, you know, plan ahead, and, you know, obviously focusing on TJ, but Mighty Mouse is next at 125 pounds.
Oh, so you plan on being a two-division champion, and can you make 125?
I can make 125 on November 4th if I wanted to.
And TJ Dillashaw has joined the call.
Oh, TJ, question for you. What are you going to bring to the table to deter Cody, who's been on the ramp and knocking everybody out? What do you have to do differently that Dom didn't do? And for the historical significance, do you think this is to see who's the official man at 135?
Absolutely, man. He did a great job. He fought Dom very smart. I'm just going to go out there and do what I do. You know, you're going to have to wait and see the game plan. You know, I'm not going to get out here and spill it all out now. But, yeah, man, it's going to be a great night, and I can't wait to get it done.
And he said that if he's victorious of you, he wants to fight Mighty Mouse. Do you want to still fight Mighty Mouse and be a two-division champ if you were be victorious on them for it?
You know, it's one step at a time. I'm fighting Cody Garbrandt right now. That's always an option. That's always something. You know, Mighty Mouse is the pound king right now, so that's who everyone's gonna want to shoot for. You know, he's the one with the target on his back, and yeah, man, I'm trying to be the best in the world. So that's always an option.
Good luck to all y'all. See y'all in NYC next week.
Alrighty.
And next question comes from Damon Martin with MMAweekly.com.
Hey, guys, first question for Cody. You know, Cody, when you and TJ were going to fight back in July, you know, this was going to be the headline fight. I know they tried to put it together for October as a headline fight. Do you mind being co-main event to Bisping GSP? Because it kind of feels like you guys had that main event feel to this fight.
Yeah, this isn't a gimme fight. You know, the GSP Bisping fight's a gimme fight. They're just trying to sell tickets. Our fight sells on all avenues, all angles, everywhere. Everyone wants to see this fight. It's a grudge match. It's you know, two fighters going to go out there. It's a former interim champion fighting a former, you know, champion. So that in itself is the main event. No disrespect to Rose and Joanna. I think they're great fighters, but we're the real main event on November 4th.
Do you feel like this fight has gotten the attention it deserves, Cody? Because there was so much build-up with The Ultimate Fighter. We know the history between you and TJ. I mean, do you feel like you guys are getting the attention you deserve going into the event?
You know what? It's good. You know, Bisping and GSP they can travel around the camp and do all the press and media. You know, I can sit back and just train and focus on TJ November 4th. Like I said, I don't think it needs to be any overhyped than it's going to be. You know, it's a fight that doesn't need hype, doesn't need media press behind it or any of that. I think the fight sells itself.
When you were going into the fight with Dominic, you know, he was talking a lot of trash, trying to get in your head, and he kept saying that you were over emotional and you were getting too wound up leading into the fight. And then obviously we saw what happened at UFC 207 is a much different performance. Do you think that fight kind of proves that even if you do have an emotional attachment to a fight, you can still go in there and fight your fight? Because I mean, everyone knows the bad blood between you and TJ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fought my whole entire life, in different circumstances, no matter where it was at. I always had to stay level-headed and calm in there. If you find another person that's trying to take you out, no matter what's said, in the build-up or in between, I got to stay focused. And that's something that I do in there. When I step inside that octagon, that's my home. That's where I feel the most comfortable at in my entire life. I feel like that's when the world slows down. I can see all my shots, see what my opponent's doing, and I'm at home there. So I can't wait to get back in there and do my thing. It's been 11 months since I've graced the octagon with a masterclass performance. And I'm ready to do it again on November 4th.
when the fight with Dominic was over, you were very classy. You know, obviously you paid respect to him, and you even said right away you'd give him an immediate rematch. I know there's a different personal feeling with you and TJ. Do you feel like after this fight's over, you'll be able to shake his hand and kind of move on from this rivalry?
Of course, you know, I respect any of my adversaries after the battle. You know what I mean? Before, lead up, whatever. We can hate each other, dislike each other. You can call names, whatever. Do whatever it is, you know what I mean? But if you go on there and you know, I'll show respect to you in there, and I'll, you know, respect you after the fight. You know, I think that I grew in the fight with Dominic, and I'll grow in the fight with TJ. Whatever TJ is willing to bring to the table, I'm willing to, you know, go over and set it above, and I'll show my respect after the fight.
And for TJ, you know, so much was made when you left Team Alpha Male about you're moving to Colorado to work with Dwayne and work with Muscle Farm. But I know in the lead up to this fight, you've kind of relocated to Southern California. You're working with a new team there. I mean, how did that come about, and what happened with the Colorado situation that you ended up leaving there?
Muscle Farm decided to move their facility from Colorado to Burbank, which kind of disbanded the team a little bit. And so I have decided to create my own thing. Something to create and call your own, as well as, you know, Dwayne's been traveling. I'm actually taking him to the airport right now, traveling out to Southern California. So it's been the same work and adding to it, you know, creating our own family, creating our own team, you know.
Yeah. Has there been, you know, considering the rivalry that grew out of that situation, and obviously as you lead into this title fight, I mean, do you have any regrets about any of the things that you know, kind of played out the way they did, or do you feel like, you know, it all kind of led you to this point?
You know, it all led up to this big fight. You know, like Cody said, me and him are the real main event of this card. You know, 70% of the fans want to see our fight more than any other ones on this card. So it all led up to this for a reason. It's building our names. It's building what's going on. You know, it's definitely not how I foreseen it going down, but it all worked out for the reason that it did, and you know, it's going to make the most of it.
You kind of answered, but I'll
let me answer that for you, Damon. Sorry to overtalk you, Damon. Let me answer that for you. Yes, he regrets it every day of his life, but his ego won't let him admit that. Let's be honest, DJ.
I disagree.
Okay.
And TJ, last question. You kind of mentioned it already, and Cody mentioned it. Maybe one thing you guys will agree on is you feel like this is the real main event. I know it's no disrespect to Bisping and GSP, but do you kind of agree that this is the fight that, you know, everyone's really going to be watching on November 4th?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Damon.
And as a reminder, everyone, that is *1 to ask a question. From MMAindia.com, we'll go to Akhilesh Janavarapu.
Hey guys, good afternoon. Firstly, Cody, we know the history between TJ and Team Alpha Male. Now, how much of an input did Uriah Faber have during your training camp while preparing for Dillashaw?
Could you say that again, please?
Sure. We know the history between TJ and Team Alpha Male. How much of an input did Uriah Faber have during your training camp while preparing for Dillashaw?
Input? Yeah. You know, all my teammates, you know, they built TJ up to where he's at, and they know TJ like the back of his hand. You know, they got me ready for Dominic Cruz. They went countless hours, 27 rounds, you know, with Dominic Cruz, and they built up so they knew him. So they taught TJ everything. And, you know, I had Justin Buckles, you know, in the camp, this whole camp the last year, preparing for TJ, getting ready for this guy. You know, and Justin showed him how to teach a punch, or throw a punch. So I'm supremely confident, you know, knowing TJ when I get in there and his reads and everything. But, you know, I fight instinctual. I fight instinctual, and we'll go from there. But, yeah, if Uriah's had a great, you know, mentor and hands-on this camp as well for getting me prepared for TJ as well.
Right, and you also seem to thrive when there are emotions on the line, as seen with your fight against Dominic Cruz. Do you feel the same way? Do you think having an emotional attachment has any impact on how you perform?
You know what? No, I can fight emotionless and emotionally anything. Like I said, I love fighting. I was born to fight. I was really put on this earth to fight, and that's what I've done successfully in my life. What was fight and was get to the top. You know, I mean, I've really scratched my way to the top from the bottom, and emotionally or non-emotionally, I can go in there, I can be friends with a guy. Takei Mizugaki didn't say one word bad about me, but I can go in there and fight and do what I have to do to climb the ranks and get a title shot. Now I'm the world champion. So it doesn't bring any extra anything to me going in there. It doesn't lose my sight. It focuses more and more in line. TJ's saying this and I'm saying that. I better believe that I'm gonna believe what I say. That's the difference between me and TJ. I believe what I'm gonna do. TJ hopes he believes what he's gonna do to me.
Right, and the next question for TJ. TJ, Cody showed good boxing technique against Dominic, and you yourself are a high-volume striker and like to mix things up. Now, where do you see the greatest difference between yourself and Cody?
Technically, the way I fight, I'm a lot smarter. I'm a lot more technical. He, like I said, he's reactive. Like he's got against him.
Hello, TJ, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. We kind of lost you. Can you repeat that again, please?
I just said the fight IQ I have, I'm a lot smarter and a lot more technical.
Is this TJ or is
this
Dom talking? Because it sounds the same exact shit Dom said leading up to the fight. Just stealing his lines from the last December.
Yep.
Also, TJ, almost all of Cody's recent fights ended with Garbrandt raining down with barrage of punches. There are some who believe he hasn't been tested as much in grappling during his fights. Now, what is your take on that matter?
What was that? Sorry, I can't understand you.
What's your take on grappling?
What was that?
Yeah. Now, there are some who believe Cody hasn't been tested as much in grappling during his fights. What is your take on that matter?
My take is that's why I am who I am, is how well-rounded I am, and I can take the fight wherever I want.
All right, fair enough.
Besides
next couple of questions
against Dom, took him down 5 times.
Next couple of questions for Joanna. Joanna, a win would get you on equal terms with Ronda Rousey for the most number of successful defenses in the women's divisions in the UFC. Now, while we previously talked about you thriving under new challenges, has the moment sunk in yet about history on the horizon for you?
Say again the last part of the question.
Yeah, while we previously talked about you thriving under new challenges, has the moment sunk in yet about history being on the horizon for you?
Oh, I don't get it. I will try to respond my way, okay? Like, I know that in this fight, I will tie Ronda Rousey's record. Of course, I think the division is going to be my 9th fight in the UFC in the strawweight division. And I don't know what to say. I have a plan to move up. But not now, maybe next year. But right now, what I'm focused now is the fight with Rose Namajunas, and after that, I will sit with Dana in the UFC, and we're gonna decide what we will do with my situation.
All right. You've previously talked about the changes you've made to your game since moving to ATT. Now, Rose is known for a solid grappling, along with throwing in excellent combinations. How do you see this fight playing out?
You know who is training at ATT? Jedrzejczyk, multiple BJJ world champion. I'm training with other good fighters, man. There is something about me they don't know. We can talk about this fight. How it's going to look, how she gonna show up, how I gonna show up. What I'm taking care of. How I'm going to look on November 4th, and I know I'm ready, but they are not ready for me. You will never understand phenomenon of my person and my fighting career of me being a champion. And the thing is, I'm like, you don't see me on the ground, but I feel pretty confident on the ground. I had my last sparring session today. Everything is on point. I know that she's tricky, she's sneaky, and her ground game is very good, that she's going for the submission. Her rear naked choke is her real thing, but first of all, if she wants me to take down, if she wants me to submit, she must go through the punches and kicks, and if she want to play on the ground, I will play on the ground and choke her out. That's the thing. I feel pretty confident, and Mikey Brown, Kater Kubis, they changed my game. I feel that I step on different level, I feel better fighter because of the move to American top team.
All right, final 2 questions for Rose. Rose, you fought someone with similar striking style in Karolina Kowalkiewicz not too long ago. So can you tell us what you've learned from that fight and what you've done differently going into UFC?
Change your question a little bit, because never say that Karolina Kowalkiewicz has like similar style to mine. She got beat up for 5 rounds. She had like 10 seconds in 4th round of shining, and she didn't do any shit about. So please don't compare me to some other fighters, okay? Thank you so much.
All right. Sorry about that. So Rose, can you tell us what you've learned from that fight and what you've done differently going into UFC 217?
I've just gotten better overall as a person, as a fighter. It's every fighter is different. Every fight is different. Every training camp. I've trained my entire life for this moment. So, and at the end of the day, it's just a moment in my life. So, really what I've learned from that fight is I've just gotten better mentally. Like, I've overcome some demons in my past, and I'm just, every day I wake up, I'm a fucking champion. So, that's just my mindset all the time. So, and that's something that I think, this fight could be a great PSA announcement for mental health awareness. I think I'm a champion for that, and just overcoming a lot of demons in my past, and I'm so much stronger from it, and I'm going to continue to be stronger.
Hey, listen to your friends. You didn't want to do media. You didn't want to do extra media. How you want to be a champion and deal with all of the things? You know what? You are not stronger mentally. You are mentally unstable, and you are broken already, and I will break you in the fight.
I think there's a lot of mental instability in this whole country, and I think that's a great reason to fight and a great reason.
This country is an amazing. This country has been amazing to me. I think you have some personal problems, and I will show you what's your problem. Okay, you're never gonna be a champion.
Yeah, I think this world would be a better place if we all just did martial arts, and I think that it saved my life. So I'm super grateful for it. I'm super grateful for this experience and this opportunity, and that's it.
Rose, finally, using Joanna's fight against Karolina as an example, did you pick something up from the fight just to prepare for Joanna?
Which fight?
Her fight with Karolina.
Oh, I don't know. There's not really. I'm not really focused on that. I'm focused on being the best version of myself every fucking day. So that's my goal.
All right, thank you guys. All the very best.
And as a reminder, everyone, that is *1 to ask a question. Next, we'll go to Stephen Morocco with MMAJunkie.com.
Hey, a question for Rose. It seems to me like you're maybe a little bit hesitant to engage Joanna when she says things like, you're mentally unstable. Am I reading you right? Is that the case? Are you hesitant to engage her and sort of a verbal back and forth?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like maybe a cultural difference or something like that, but for me, it's it's not something that's like taken lightly. My family has been torn apart, for this. My dad died and he wasn't in my life because he has schizophrenia, and it's been something that my entire family has been fighting against, since I can remember. So, this fight means a lot to me, and it's not just about the belt. It's more than that. And I just want to inspire other people to, fucking do whatever the fuck you want to do, and do what makes you happy, and be a good person, and, you can overcome anything.
Has she crossed the line in what she said in the build-up to this fight?
I'm not concerned about what she's doing, you know what I mean? Whatever she's saying, that's fine. But for me, it's all about me. It's all about, conquering my demons, and that's what it's important.
So this fight isn't any more personal to you than any other opponent you faced?
Every fight is personal, but with myself, I just want to, try and make this world a better place, and somehow, use my gift of fucking martial arts. I'm great at this shit. This is what I've been born to do. I might be crazy, but I'm dangerous too. So I don't know.
Gotcha. Thank you. Next question for Cody. TJ, a couple months ago, he said he had a meeting with some Team Alpha Male guys after the show at a bar to hash things out. Did you know about that meeting? And if so, did it ever cross your mind to attend and maybe bury the hatchet?
Talking about when Dana took him out to the strip club and he was crying to Danny Castile and Justin Buchholz? Yeah. I don't care what TJ has to say or what they dish out. I know what it was. My boys told me what it was. They're here in my corner, not in theirs. And you guys, MMA junkies, are just shit starters anyway, so I don't even want to talk to you guys. So I'm going to dismiss your question. Because you guys are. You're just little shit starters. I already I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't feel like talking to you guys.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I did have another question for you, but it was about TJ's performance. How do you feel it's changed?
How his performance has changed. When's the guy? He used to go from knocking out people in the 4th and 5th round to where he has. When's the last time he knocked someone down on their ass? He's never even knocked anyone down in the last 3 fights. You know what I mean? So what does that tell you? That's how his performance has changed.
Mm-hmm. And do you expect to meet the winner of Rivera and Cruz next? Do you think that's your next fight?
I gave Dominic a rematch. TJ should be thanking Dominic Cruz right now for letting him take the fight, give him the fight. I whooped Dominic's ass so bad that he didn't want a rematch. He wanted me and TJ to go in there and do it. Dominic's at the tail end of his career. I could care less what Dominic does in the Rivera fight. Either of those guys are money fights for me. Anyway, so I said, first and foremost, focus on TJ. This is a gimme fight, too. This is a fight for me that I'm going to end this dude and go on. I can pick my fights from after that. I'm going to go down and fight Mighty Mouse at 125, and that's just business. I like the guy a lot, but that's just a business move for me.
Do you feel that's more of a money fight than perhaps if Cruz wins and he's in line for a title shot?
Anybody that I fight, I'm the money. I'm the draw. With anybody at the lighter weight division, 25, 35, I'm the draw against anybody. Whoever my next adversary is after TJ, I'm the draw. So they're going to tune in and watch me fight whoever I fight.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
And next we'll hear from Brandon Kaplan with MMA Records.
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? My first question is for Joanna Champion. Joanna, a few weeks ago we had some of the best fights in the 115 and 125-pound division between Andrade and Gadelia, 2 girls you've beaten before. But I wanted to know what
did you say about the fight? What did you say about the fight?
It was an incredible fight.
Incredible? I didn't watch this fight, so what the question is?
Okay, well, I just wanted to know what you thought about. Did you not see Valentina versus Amanda?
You know what? Why you call this fight like this? I think that Claudia Gadelha, I have so much respect to this girl because she was one of the most dominant fighters in the strawweight division. But the thing is, I beat Jessica Andreas, and everyone saw that in May in Dallas, at the UFC 211. And Claudia Gadelha didn't prepare for the fight with Jessica Andrade. She took that easy, and big respect and congrats to Jessica Andrade that she looked so good. But Claudia Gadelha made her look so good because she didn't prepare for this fight. Jessica Andrade didn't bring anything new to this fight. Claudia Gadelha didn't have a plan. I train with the best coaches in the world. I train at the best team, the best gym in the world, an American top team. And we know how to fight. We know how to train, and we know how to fight. And that's why I will make all of them look like I met Jessica in our fight.
And how do you feel about moving up? Do you feel confident in being able to take down?
Let's be focused on this fight, and let's talk after. I will tell you after the fight at the press conference. I hope you're gonna be there, and for sure I will answer this question. But right now I'm focused on Rose. She's my next opponent. She's my next big challenge. She's a very dangerous fighter. You must expect everything and anything from your opponent. So I'm ready for 5 rounds of real bout. We all know that one submission, one punch can finish the fight. But I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for that, and let's talk about me moving up after this fight. But definitely, I wanna tie Ronda Rousey's record and break Ronda Rousey's record. So definitely I will still defending my title in the strawweight division, but of course there is an idea about me moving up.
Absolutely. Okay, my next question is for Rose.
Thank you so much.
Rose, your performance against Michelle Waterson was absolutely incredible in my opinion, and we saw you very loose. You just seemed to have evolved to, into yourself and into your game, and we haven't really seen any creativity from you in a long time, at least since your Invicta days. I mean, are you planning to get creative in this fight? I mean, to beat such a dominant champion?
I don't know. I thought that was a pretty creative performance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, but I mean, flying arm bars and just utter creativity on the feet and the ground.
I think a flying arm bar is creative. I think that there's. I think you just don't know what you're looking at. I hope that doesn't offend you, but I mean, all my jabs, like, they're all different. I have a million different jabs. I got all these different steps that if you don't see all the different footwork, different head movement, the fakes, all that stuff, just the transitions and with the kick and the choke and everything like that, that's all creative.
Do you feel confident enough to stand with Joanna?
So sorry for interrupting. I have only one jab. Long and very strong, and that's enough. She's not ready.
Well, Rose, do you feel confident enough to stand with Joanna? Do you think you can beat her on the feet?
In this fight, but yes.
Excellent. And my next question is for TJ. How's it going, TJ?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. There's been a lot of footage. I know there's a lot of intense rivalry between you and Cody, but I noticed some footage of you holding mitts for Cody, and you guys have seemed to train a lot in the past. I mean, are you going to use that against him? Do you know holes in his game that maybe we don't?
Absolutely. I'm going to use everything I know. You know what I mean? I'm not only just holding mitts from him, but from learning from everyone. Learning from my coaches now, learning from my coaches in the past, learning from Master Tong, learning from Dwayne Ludwig, from the new coaches I'm working with, man. That's the whole point of being a martial artist. Is you soak up information from your entire path of martial arts.
Excellent. And Cody, my last question is for you. If you do beat TJ at UFC 217, will it mean more than when you do? Will it mean more than even taking the title from Cruz? Will it be the best moment in your career thus far?
I think every fight, to date is bigger and the next level. So yeah, TJ's been at the top 5 in the division for a while. So it's going to be a big win for me. Kind of put me to that next level where I know I'm at, and it set me up for future big fights, and that's what I'm working towards. I stole the belt off of Dominic Cruz, like I said I was going to do, in dominant fashion. Now it's about carrying on my legacy with a successful title defense with TJ Dillashaw on November 4th, and then go on from there. But yeah, every fight's a big fight. Every fight's another fight to catapult your career into the next level.
Excellent. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll go to Harry Kettle with Click on MMA.
Hi guys, my first question's for Cody. When you hear people calling you the next major star of the UFC, what are your kind of thoughts and opinions on that? And would you rather prefer to just get your head down and focus on fighting?
It humbles you, to have the Dana White and the UFC that believe in you. Finally, I go out there and perform each and every fight like that, like I did with Dominic Cruz. I'm just getting comfortable. I'm just getting started. I'm 26 years old. And I'm 11-0. I finally had a team of coaches last year: Yannick Steele, Chris Holsworth, Justin Buckles, and also the help of my uncle Robert coming in. And we really strategized and formulated a style that fits me best, and then I just pick up on, and we keep elevating and evolving from there. So, I truly believe that I am going to be the next superstar, but that doesn't put extra hype or pressure on me to fulfill those shoes. I just go out there and perform, and I have fun fighting. Every time I step in, the octagon, it's another opportunity that I've been blessed with to go and to catapult my career and to live my dreams and set up my family. Now I have a son on the way, and this is for me to set up my family, so I don't have to worry about anything down the road. I can just fight and like Muhammad Ali, don't quit now, suffer now, and live the rest of your life as a champion. And that's what I plan on doing.
it's a good mentality. And once the dust has settled after Madison Square Garden, can you in the future see yourself fighting TJ again, given the state of the bantamweight division, or do you think this rivalry is going to be one and done?
I honestly feel like TJ is always going to use this hashtag chasing gold, a road back to gold. That's something that he's going to be using the rest of his career. So we'll see. If he's a competitor. I feel like he won't give up until he tries to again get the gold. But he's going to keep hashtagging road to gold his whole entire career as long as I'm in the same division as him.
And my last question is for TJ. TJ, you've been a part of this bantamweight division for a long time now. Would you say this is the strongest it's been, or what are your opinions on the division as a whole compared to some of the other strong divisions in the company?
Yeah, man, it's definitely been getting a lot of hype. It's built itself up big time. It's been a great division for a long time, but it's strong now. It's deep, and it's good.
Are you my last question, are you kind of looking forward to moving on from this after the fight, whatever may be next after the fight with Cody? Are you kind of looking forward to seeing what's next in the road?
Always, man. You're always excited about what's next. That's the whole point of having dreams, you know what I mean? To look forward on what your career is going to do and keep setting new goals and dreams, But I'm enjoying the process as well.
Thanks, guys.
And at this time, I would like to turn the conference back over to Dave Lockett for any additional concluding remarks.
Yes, thank everyone for joining today's call. Just a reminder that the UFC will hold a conference call tomorrow, Thursday, October 26th at 2 p.m. Pacific Time with UFC 217 main event fighters, middleweight champion Michael Bisping and George St. Pierre. They will compete for the UFC middleweight title. We hope you guys can all join us on that call tomorrow. And again, thanks everyone for participating today, and have a good day.
And that does conclude today's presentation. We do thank everyone for your participation, and you may now disconnect.